player and talent-wise, it's going to be all down to how early on can this Falcons team establish teamwork, protocols, working together, because Eternal Fire, they love being aggressive, they love fighting.
And how long will it be till Senpais establishes the opening kill? Well, they'll never do that. His mage is taking him out. Senpais is down in Eternal Fire, given the first kill of the pistol. Plenty of utility behind this as well, still for Eternal Fire to take over this A-bomb site. And Falcons have rotated over multiple players to this side of the map, ready to go, ready to likely have to retake here.
Yeah, well,
look at that.
That firing squad didn't do a whole lot through the smoke, but here comes the retake. Snappy starting it off, but all the trades go in the favor of Eternal Fire, and they are in the power position, the pole position here in this post plant. And
I know Wacky has high sensitivity, but that was a little extreme. I like it. Keep the head moving so they can't hit the headshot.
Having a good time spinning around. This is going to be a save. Magisk is 9 HP, can't take a single bullet. They have no kit. They really have nothing to work with. So Madden's sticking around perhaps for an exit kill, making sure there can be no hunt. This is a pistol round for Eternal Fire. A good start, nice and simple, grouped up, hit towards the A-bomb site.
And as Maui was saying, you know, Vertigo is a map that Eternal Fire have been very comfortable on for a very long time.
Yeah, and a lot of their different iterations and lineups, and that was a cool topic. Great words from Zon. Best of 3 series occasionally and just cause pain for one opponent. Now they seem like they're actually in a position to challenge and make a run. Make a run through this bracket and make a bid for the playoffs.
Everybody's been asking for this Turkish super team for years, and finally they've put it together.
I think part of it is you've got talent now on 3 positions between Wacky, Wacky, and Xantares. Very powerful players.
Yep. And Xantares coming up into this B-bomb site. It's going to be Madden first out from Tetris. Only able to build up to 1 kill. Xantares is taken out. Wacky comes back in with a reply. And Wacky probably should have gone down there, but he stays alive. He stays up and gets another one out of it until Boris comes in with that MP9. So with 3v3 established here and Snappy's control, it should be impactful a little bit later into this round.
Risky, swing for the fight, taken down. A little too much activity from Boros, and that makes Snappy start to make a play. Major's got his eyes on it, so it's all down to timing. It's a lot of time that Snappy would have to be patient. There's a little bit of leg showing, and he somehow still wins the fight.
I have no idea how Snappy still wins that duel, and they keep trying to get this AK-47, but it's a poison chalice for the players of Falcons. Snappy now alone in the 1v2, and he's not really in a position to get back into this one.
Wacky saw those little T-Rex arms reaching out for that AK. He was like, I got it.
Claw
trying to coming in.
Yeah, it did not work out. And you know, that was something Pimp was speaking very candidly about, was the fact that Boris has a problem with over-peaking, with being a little too aggressive, and has some of those trademark tendencies of play.
Right? Like it's a matter of any new team, you're kind of combining ideas, because I mean, you think they're taking ideas from, you know, Astralis, obviously, they're taking ideas from Vitality, they're taking ideas from Ents, and it's you're always going to have some different opinions on how different situations play out, and it's about coming to some kind of comfortable compromise so that everyone's on the same page.
And Xantares getting out through short, tickles his feet in the fire at short, but no commitment yet around that corner. There's not many expectations for Falcons in this particular round, but maybe they can get something here at short, and that's denied by Xantares on the double lineup. Madden and Snappy gone. Woo!
Tapping away, nice little jiggles. Looking sharp. I got a chance to speak with the Falcons yesterday, had a little bit of a conversation, and one of the ideas that Snappy was like really adamant about putting forward was this Falcons team is making decisions at the moment for the long term. He's like, there's probably some shortcuts we could have taken to be better in the moment, to be better to start this year, but we wanted to focus on building up a foundation so that we're better set 3 months from now, 4 months from now, when the major comes around. They want to actually, the long term is their priority, so they're very conscious of the fact that in their minds, they've made sacrifices to not be as effective now so that they can actually be more effective later on.
From that initial angle, not seeing anything.
Towards middle we go, right at Boros. Senpais is going to be there in tandem working with the AWP. Boost up. First test for Boros is passed with flying colors.
What a shot from Boris. Xantares taken out off the top. And Wacky and Calyx looking to make some space here for Eternal Fire towards the other side of the map at B. And that smoke just comes up as the boost is assembled, and they're going to have to cancel it out. The nade lands right in the top of the head of Wacky. Good start here from Falcons, using their utility effectively.
Yeah, they really haven't challenged A ramp at all either. There's been no presence. There was the boost up in middle, there was this boost in multiple players at the B stairs. They wanted to finish here this whole time, so Snappy's got a really, really deep position down the A ramp. And Falcons should have a really good idea of what's coming. Sunpius now covering middle with the AWP. Boros has slid into the B bomb site and shored up this defense.
Magisk under pressure, fire starting to heat up. Oh my god, the smoke just bounced right through it. But fortunately for Magisk, it doesn't spread to him, and the distraction is set up. All of the confusing, allowing Magisk multiple kills, and he gets a triple from Quad. It's now Calyx left alone in the clutch. And with 30 seconds left and plenty of players, this would be a massive moment for him. He's predicting the flank of Snappy. He's going into a good position to isolate that into a 1v1 fight. It's about discipline here for Snappy. Is he aware that Calyx could be watching for him? And Snappy's big brain is. He's just holding 15 seconds, realizing it's on Calyx to make the play. He'll have to go to the bomb site. He'll have to start planting. And Calyx has now conceded the round by dropping down, and he even dies to Snappy, fortunately before the time.
Yeah, well done from Snappy. Knowing Calyx is there and not pressing the issue with an economy. His career delivers time and time again.
Eternal Fire can buy it right back again. AK-47's out across the board here. Major already getting out through short, trying to apply pressure there early. Ukadia with him. And Zentara's a little further down that ramp. A scary trio to be taking ramp control here for Eternal Fire, and it's quite effective for Major's swing, but Madden, still while blinded, is able to get that initial kill.
Good on him to get one. That's a very committed position out in the open. And Snappy's going to step up next.
Is there a flash coming for him? It looks like it's going to be dry for Snappy, and now he has to think about getting back behind cover, and he can't do it because Zantares collapses upon him from short. Good distraction set up, and Zantares is melting them right in front of their faces. Here he is, the Turkish god of Counter-Strike, the multiple kills already, and Sunpius is locked out of the round. There's nothing he can do about it. His teammates, they're just gone.
Yeah, that setup, I think, collapses right out of the gate when Madden goes down. Snappy almost like you have to either get aggressive or fall back and be passive and concede the bomb site because you're going to be wrapped upon from scaffolding as well. And this just leaves Sunpius in a horrible situation. Calyx already kind of hunting, just locking him in towards the B bomb site.
He's sticking around here, Sunpius, looking to defend it with a white knuckle grip. And Walk6's little peek has gathered all the information he needs, and they're on the hunt on the other side of the map. Sunpius, that bomb has a pretty large blast radius.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he even going to survive here?
If he goes back CT, Jason, he won't, and he can't stay there. So he's gone. No AWP here for Falcons.
Open, going 1-for-1. No chance of a trade from Snappy. And then you have Snappy kind of isolate on his own, forced into an aggressive play as well. Already spotted towards sandbags, but didn't expect that peek. And Madden's going to keep coming with it.
Oh, big swing, big death. Zantares hits the headshot without a problem. Man, just going down the B stairs. He's got some control back here for Falcons, realizing this A-ramp fight is not going their way. Snappy goes down as well.
Yeah, this is going to start being an issue. Ukadia and Zantares at this A-ramp are just beastly.
It's a firepower difference for sure between Snappy and Madden versus all of the sharpest hitters
Star
over
players
on Eternal
versus
Fire.
Role players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's going to have to be a decision eventually for Falcons if they want to keep being aggressive, or do you get Sunpius brought over with the AWP to try and try and give a little respect over to that attacking side?
He did start early going for these peaks, but he was canceled out by utility, and he didn't really see anything anytime they did put the AWP in that initial position. He just tries to make the reactionary call by going down B, but it doesn't really matter when you lose both of those A defenders just like that. The round's done.
When you have the confidence of Zantares and Ukadia pushing up that ramp so quickly, you could even see Madden's trying to get behind the sandbags, but because they have no fear coming up that ramp, they're able to spot it out right out of the gate. 5-1.
Hell of a start from Zantares and Ukadia, 7-2. Well, a nade little play. I like this from Magisk. He's trying to throw the nade on in. Hopefully the bomb blast can get them, he says, and that's exactly what happens. Nice little steal away on Zantares.
What a little rat.
You gotta love it. Little chuckle.
Good opportunities with the AWP to get involved in the action. Here he will be, and there it is. That's the respect you want to put into Ukadia moving forward, that fear that the AWP can be in that position.
And it has slowed down Eternal Fire. Now we have to see them convert a 4v5. We'll see how they handle losing the initial player at ramp. There is an immediate drift, actually, towards this B side of the map instead. Sunpius' AWP's come over here, too. He's reading this maneuver. He's predicting Eternal Fire to come into the B bomb site instead. And he's got the right spot. Will he be able to flick, though? His crosshair's quite far off that initial angle that he's about to be peeked from. Oh, sound cue, though. Oh, he reacts to that. He takes a look at it now. Readies himself. for the attack around the corner. Here they come. There's another shot for Sampaius, another kill in this round. And Magisk now the next player in, but Sampaius is delivering on all fronts with his AWP. They've got him into the round, and Sampaius is looking for the ace. He's got 4 kills already, and it's just the Turkish Terminator.
Where it's gone, but they're happy with the Sampaius performance guarding the B stairs with the AWP previously with 4 kills. They're going to position him here as well. It's Boros who shifted over to A. That leaves Magisk to take care of middle and support the AWP.
Eternal Fire still have their sights set on this B bomb site. They've got 3 players coming out towards the bottom B stairs now, and here comes the utility. Sampaius is blinded, forced away off the angle. This setup was so strong in the previous round, but this time they're not getting the kills, and until this kill, there was no peril found for the Eternal Fire side inside of this B bomb site. But now with 2 kills going against them, they've got to worry about the flank too, and that's the bomb at the bottom of the stairway. It's taken away by Boris, and this is now looking very, very difficult for Eternal Fire because they've got to go back and get that bomb. And they've lost too many players here. Wacky is solo too.
And they just bail out. They just bail out of the defense of the B bomb site to wrap around towards middle. Sampaius going to stick. One scene dropping. Sampaius in some trouble, and Wacky got that with low HP. Picks up the AWP. However, 1 flashbang. No real utility to get this bomb back in control. Boros and Madden can control the situation.
Centaurus, oh, did the tip of his barrel just get spotted? Boros goes around and checks him. That's the kill locked in. Now with 20 seconds left, here comes Wacky back down the stairway. Boros is still fighting.
Quick flank because they felt no presence at A ramp. Nobody attacked into their setup at any point during the round.
Yeah, the money's been broken up here for Eternal Fire, but they got so much skill on this team, so pistols can always be scary. And they try a fast play up ramp, and it's cancelled out with that initial kill against Wacky.
Yeah, run and gun from Snappy.
He does love an SMG kill, doesn't he?
Going back for more. Toying with them, keeping track of their positioning on the map.
The initial fights have slowed down. Eternal Fire do have top ramp control, but for how long? Xantares goes down to the reposition of Snappy's MP9. That's the second of the round now. Madden's rifle covers off short shelf. And this round's going nowhere for Eternal Fire. You gotta just burst through with some pace and get that initial kill if you want to have a chance of getting the bomb down and really applying pressure to Falcons in this kind of round. It doesn't happen. It's playing each other, and they're all just having to stand around awkwardly, like not talking to each other, not making eye contact.
Not as awkward as doing it when next to a player who just lost and got eliminated from a tournament.
Yep, that's real rough.
That's an awkward moment.
Counter-Strike bathroom moments brought to you here in round 10. But it's Madden with that initial kill on Calyx, who is having a tough time here. Eternal Fire started to lose a lot of these opening fights,
yeah,
and they were getting them really early on.
It's a good reversal and a good mark of why Falcons have made this comeback happen. They started getting some of these opening kills and forcing Eternal Fire to play man down, and it's been nice and simple and easy from there. Again, grouped up. Of all 4 players alive, 3 of them have been at the B stairs. Wacky is sliding over with the bomb just now.
Yeah, so Boris is taking initial attention, trying to draw eyes towards him towards the back of the bomb site. Then he can drop in behind cover and set up Magisk. But I say drop behind cover, but Boris is likely to stay fighting. And the utility goes out towards the top stairs. Smoked out. It's going to buy some extra seconds, but that smoke is a little deep, so you can peek around it. And Magisk is kind of hoping for that. He hears the dismount, knows his player's close.
They've run that boost a couple of times and haven't actually really peeked or tried to jump up with it, and they've made noise 2 or 3 times getting off of it as well. So
yeah, and that's going to cause the utility to just come on in and rain down Hellfire on them. Magisk close. Woo, that's an easy kill. And that's just because of the utility making things uncomfortable. And now Snappy's flanked because they know they're there, so he just gets moving, and he gets in behind them, taking the risk with the MP9 to push, and it's another kill locked in. He'll hide around the corner, and it's down to Major and Wacky to try and pull this one back together.
Well, I think we I think it's pretty obvious what the game plan of Falcons has been and why Snappy was so confident in this game, because he's reading him like a book. That's about the 3rd flank that he's had towards these B stairs whenever they've come here. A little too much from Madden, though. Yeah, this is doable. This is the bomb as well.
Magisk, though, he's such a reliable force, and he's got himself the kill, and that will deny the bomb plant. And that will be the round to tie things up 5-5. A 2v5 brought down into the 1v. Landing on top of Major, and he gives the AK-47 to the player that should have had it all along.
Snappy doesn't really have anyone to distract for him. Sampaius is smoked off.
And it's such a common position. Major's surely going to check it, but here comes the Tech-9 swings. It's Wacky getting the trade, but Sampaius is there to reply, and that keeps Falcons up on the 1-minute 10-second mark.
And when you get those kills, they're not doing it in this round, but when you get those kills, you feel much better about playing this passively and giving up this bomb site and playing for the retake. So much easier when it's only 3 players, but for the moment, Eternal Fire is probing elsewhere. And finally, now we might start to see it. Now that they've got some of these trades in these initial engagements, they can work the map a little bit more instead of just going into an execute against a full defense.
Yeah, you mentioned them wanting to play the trade game. Well, they're playing it quite well at the moment. 45 seconds left in this round, and all 3 players for Falcons on the wrong side of the map for the first time in what feels like forever. It's a B finish being set up here for Eternal Fire.
Sunpius might get here just in time. He's got to be a little bit of cautious of mid, but actually he's thrown caution to the wind. He's just risking it all. Spots went out in the open, can't land it. Has to back off. And you got to be careful back in that corner. Boros coming in for a flank. Magisk and Sunpius coming from CT spawn.
Centaurus gets himself close. Just at the edge of that smoke, and what a shot from the Calyx Factor. That's Boris that goes down. And now Sunpius and Magic's trying to pull off the retake. Centaurus is being so sneaky, though. He's coming around the backside. Needs to be careful, has to stay on this side of the smoke. He hears those steps moving forward. He knows he's got the up on them. He knows he has the element of surprise, and it's Centaurus that nails it. The 1v2 fight for him, and he picks it up.
That's a great round. That's one of the best rounds we've seen from Eternal Fire, considering most of the early rounds.
The Eternal Fire side, no one running around the corner. They're letting that initial utility be used up and hoping they get a peek. And Boros over peeks into the AWP. Wacky locks that one in. Wacky decides there might be a pathway here for him. Good nade. He's going to land just behind Snappy, takes him down to 61 health. Wacky is trying to signal there's a little bit more pressure and presence than there really is, because once again, Eternal Fire setting up for a B finish.
And this is going to be all on Magisk and how much he can slow it down. He's got to buy time for Sunpius to get back with that AWP. Molotov out of position, defensive smoke deployed to give him some cover to move forward. Can be spammed, can be blown open, and that's taken away from him. Ripped out of his hands, and Sunpius isn't nearly close enough to be involved in the action. But Madden is. First kill is his, second is his, and the retake is on.
Yeah, Madden getting back into this one, setting his team up nicely. That's back into a 3v3, and once again, a winnable round for Falcons. It didn't look like this round was going to go their way, but suddenly there is an opportunity. They don't have smokes, though. They do not have smokes, and that is going to make defusing this bomb a real difficulty, especially when the nade stack comes in this late in the round. Tap on the defuse again. Sunpius hits the shot, but remember, that flank from Wacky, it's right behind him, and he is going to get to elevate his team to the initial kill here. Boris gets boosted up.
That was heard. Defense is shifting. They got to go.
Major stepping back, seeing them go over construction. Sunpius keeps his head down and gets into the site. Now Wacky has to worry about multiple different angles. He's worried about the stairs, but the imminent attack is coming in from Boros. And that's going to be a blind headshot to Wacky's skull. And that's the takeover of the site for Falcons. It's got to be the retake here for Eternal Fire. And Snappy's waiting. He's waiting in the wings in middle, trying to cut them off with his late rotation. But Centaurus, he's thinking about it, just didn't detect Snappy, who hit around the corner, and then they bait him into it. They bait Snappy into that play. And Sunpius and Magic's have to hold down the fort in the post plant. And the dual Berettas from the Spaniard are delivering. And it's going to be only Centaurus left now, moving in, nearly catching Magisk. And eventually, the Turkish Terminator will show up. He's back, and that's going to be an 8th round for the pistol. And Eternal Fire's board.
Oh, he wasn't giving up.
We'd love to see at the start of the second half. Falcons, with that bomb plant, get 3 rifles out, Mac 10 and Tech 9. They're going back mid again. This time it's Wacky playing from elevator, watching middle. Same position Major used in the previous round. He's looking for a lineup. Does a lot of damage. Brings Boris down to 31 health, but that Galil still pierces him. And now it's Calyx at the back of the site, attempting to use a pillar for cover, but Boris is just landing everything, and Sunpius is there with him to follow up on the trades. Falcons break through to B.
Shout out to Boros. That's exactly what you want to see out of your younger, inexperienced star that you're expecting a lot of development out of. That's what he's here for. Disgusting kill in middle. Follow-up kill into the bomb site. They're going to test this retake at least early on, see if anyone's going to give him anything before committing to it. And Xantares might have seen something there, but opportunity missed.
Okay on either of these players.
I think now you're getting to that point where you might want to start falling back. Double swing, multiple swings from Falcons. And that's finally the call for Wacky to back away.
At least able to grab an upgrade on the way out towards construction. So the world in which Eternal Fire do anything about this attack just doesn't exist.
No, it's nothing. In fact, I think if you're Eternal Fire, you just make sure you save these weapons and you have this force buy for the next round, because you're going to be saving next round if you lose everything. So
yeah,
rinse and repeat, try it again. Easy bomb plant.
Yeah, bomb goes down. Eternal Fire saving what they've got. And, you know, talking about Madden, we've just seen some reactions from him on the camera. It's one of my favorite things to see about him is just his body language during the game. It's a roller coaster. But in ends, he would always be that player that would be kind of the battering ram for the team, right? Sure, you had another aggressive player in there with Nerds, but if you think back to their performances on a map like Ancient, for example, you'd always go the B ramp, he would be the sort of battering ram. Now you've got Boros, who... Oh, sorry, Jason. You can have it. Here comes the nades up into the site, and it lands right behind Wacky. 11 health. And dead. Bang! Goodbye, Wacky.
Thought he was safe. Thought he was good. Deagle chimes in, though. Calyx. One presses up behind the smoke. Matt just spotted it, calls it out. Major, you ain't doing anything there. More utility to follow up. Calyx is stuck out in the open, but oh, missed shots, and all of a sudden a chance.
Here comes Antares. The flank around those stairs. And this could be absolutely massive, or not required, because another kill comes through the smoke.
We'll see how that's going right now. So take from that what you will.
Let's go.
That's some tricks for Falcons.
If he doesn't win this game, Jason, I don't think he's ever going to talk to you in the toilet ever again.
Yeah, I know. It might be the bad luck charm.
And here comes Snappy and Boros out through middle. Again, more mid-focus from Falcons. We didn't see too much of this from Eternal Fire, and Calyx is going to have to try and deal with that mid-control, and he does deal with the first player. Couldn't quite stomach the trade.
Yeah, that's a hit. Just sick timing to hit middle, though. Wacky had just shifted off elevator to go back towards the A-bomb site with the AWP, so they get kind of a free dry peek around that corner. Unlucky for Boros. Important exchange from Snappy. And then quiet on the map.
Here comes Major. Down in behind the sandbags. Will he round this corner? If he does, it is going to be a favorable fight for Snappy. And he will certainly land that headshot without issue.
How patient was Snappy in that round. Oh, Magisk as well. Tagged up in the rebuttal as Wacky slides back out, but a headshot in return. And this is all just thinning out the defense and this patience, man. What do you do if you're Eternal Fire now? Xantares and Wacky split across the map. Footsteps being made towards the A bomb site, but Xantares is being kept honest in middle. It's all on Wacky for the moment.
This India, you can throw that down on default or take this first fight with the AK-47. Some utility can dish out in the final 20 seconds here. There's still a shot for Xantares to make this one difficult. Here comes utility, throwing in the nade. Double stack, denies the bomb plant. Now with 14 seconds left, Wacky hits the follow-up headshot. And sure, the patience is there, but now the round won't be unless Snappy can do something about it, and he can't. Eternal Fire pull the round back. Utility saves the day.
What a disgusting 2v4. Yeah, that one hurts. But you're still, I mean, this round, regardless of that nade damage, is always going to rely on what Magisk can do with the AK-47. And I think Major has just slid into checkmate for this boost.
Yep. This feels really strong. A position that Magisk played in the first half. Again, noise being made this time in the dismount for Falcons. Magisk does not check the close wood position, ends up going down, and the follow-up is there from Major. Exactly what you want from your in-game leader.
And now a flank. Snappy getting a taste of his own medicine as Wacky closes the gap with an MP9.
This feels almost identical to the rounds we were seeing flip reverse in the first half, and Wacky gets a double from that flank, and that was the turning point in this half, is the round where they just win it off the back of util, and that's a heavy commitment for Wacky, and he's died to Boros.
Yeah, that might have even been a 1-for-1 position as well, even if he does get that first kill. Either way, that's one of those shots as an AWPer it feels like you have to hit, walking around the corner and just flicks a little bit too much. Double nade for some return damage, but Falcon's going to be happy with the 5-on-4.
Yeah, strange position. You don't ever see an AWPer take that spot. Because like you said, even if you get the one kill, you're dead. So it's a full commitment to that, and not much found at all. And now Boros sticking around. I don't imagine Boros is naturally as patient as Snappy, but he will have to be in this round.
I think in the context of the tactic being called as a shift around the map, he's not put in a lurk position. And that's, philosophically, you have to realize that you're not meant to be a battering ram that makes the first play. You're meant to kind of capitalize on what your teammates are doing as the defense shifts.
Ooh, it's worked here.
Is it ever shifting?
Yep, it's definitely working for Falcons. They've shifted those two players to the other side of the map. And not only that, but they've left B completely open. Falcons have this without issue. If they just keep going, they've got the bomb site.
And they've got it. Interesting to see what Eternal Fire is going to decide to do. They're so very far away.
Oh.
Good kill from Major. That might pull them back into a retake.
Yeah, that does bring it now into a 4v4.
It doesn't look like it, though. They're sticking around at A, so they're not actually going to go for this. They just say, all right, you've beat us on maneuvering the map. We're out of position. Even though we've got a pretty strong economy, no reason for us to blow it on any kind of a low percentage retake. So just chill, keep the guns, and we'll move forward.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Wacky take that position again. One kill.
Just holding the other side of the map. Not concerned with any potential for a mid-push. Xanterra's going to exchange utility. Snappy's beat it. That's a big win with the MAC-10 and a change of pace. This time Falcons want the fights. They take the fights. They get the win. And now under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that nade just doesn't go deep enough for Wacky to take Snappy out of the round. That could have brought it back into at least a one-man deficit, but now it's two. We've seen Eternal Fire turn these rounds in their favor, but it's going to be very difficult to try and grab 12 out of this scenario. Once again, they get the nades ready to try and deny the bomb plant. Send them in, donk them down, and Sampayas even gets away with it. So, bomb plant is there. There's the fight for Boros, and he's going to win it against Calyx. And that puts Wacky and Major in a position where they can't compete. They can't do anything about this. It's a save call, and they're going to run away. That Falcons up to 9 rounds, staying in this game.
Yeah, that's a nice little change of pace there. This time, taking the fights. This time, getting aggressive with the MAC-10, up a ramp, up scaffolding as well, and challenging right out of the gate. Magic's got a little bit of a hunt. Needs to be quicker if he wants to catch Wacky turning the corner, and he'll miss it. Footsteps made, though.
Yeah, they're going to be looking at him now, but if Magic does take them down, this would be absolutely devastating for the economy. And Wacky's going to take the shot and land it. So they'll save their weapons. They'll get the rifle. They'll get the AWP. But Falcons will have a 9th.
Oh, but it's a good save, considering...
Damn, so much utility being tossed up towards short. Madden and Sampayas obliterate Wacky, and without even seeing their opponents, Eternal Fire have lost a player.
Oh, and this gives space to Madden. Let's see what he does with it. How aggressive does he want to be? A little cautious of anyone peeking towards sandbags, but he's happy to maintain this ramp control real early, allowing Sampayas to scale up scaffolding as well.
Missed shot from Sampayas, despite getting the opportunity to remove Wacky. Madden does take damage. He's lost half of his health, and the utility continues to bombard the top of the ramp. 3 players over here for Eternal Fire. 1 minute, 5 seconds left in the round. And a boost. This might be a good call. Xanterra's, he's going to spot Sampayas. Oh, just about brings him down on the last bullet through the wall bank. And Falcons aren't getting the kind of space they were hoping for. They're being held at the top of ramp.
They're causing a lot of chaos, but they're not able to take advantage of it. They slowed down so much, and Eternal Fire all in good positions. Gap, edge in the smoke. Wacky lands another, and Magisk, he needs so much more. Needs to convert this kill right now, and it gets away from him. A 1v2 is possible.
That nade goes over the top, takes half the health away from Calyx, but Magisk was hoping that would have taken him out, and it's not going to happen. It's mapped. The opening kill was found for that double nade stack up short. We'll see what they're able to do here, Falcons.
Yeah, but not able to convert it into a round win, unfortunately. The last gasp of Falcons, they need 3 to force overtime, and that's not a great start. You just talked on utility damage. Well, a little chip on a Magisk and an easy frag for Calyx. He never knew they pushed, so risk taken and not rewarded.
Yep, so a 5v4 to convert on to close this map. Wacky spots out how close these Falcons players are to the A-bomb site. Sampayas throws down the smoke at elevator. He's got Madden beside him. And Sampayas tries to be a little bit sneaky, tries to be cheeky, and ends up getting spammed down through that elevator smoke. Wacky locks it in, and now Eternal Fire are 2 players up, and just a moment away from taking Vertigo.
An almost desperate wander for Sampayas in a situation where you didn't need it, and now Falcons does not have the manpower to watch this flank. Madden's going to do it from time to time, but with only 2 players forward at the bomb site and no utility down, he's really got to help his teammates.
Yeah, Calyx detected. It sets up enough of a distraction. Boros is taken out. Wacky falls on Madden, and it's just Snappy with a MAC-10, and he cannot get it done. The first flight for Falcons in Katowice is a crash landing, and Eternal Fire 13-9 up here on Vertigo. They'll be happy taking their map pick.
Take this map off of Vitality back at the Blast groups. So, I mean, they've got a little bit of confidence on the map. They've got a little bit of, they've obviously got some things to work with. And I mentioned Snappy, very confident in the Falcons nuke and what they've been able to add in a short period of time. Xanterra's is going to get things started out with a nice headshot towards Red Box. And Falcons is trying to cross without the cover of smoke, and they're paying the price.
It's a good start here for Eternal Fire in the pistol round, and 3 players left here for Falcons to try and recover this mess. Magisk and Sampayas head down to a secret. They'll be creepy lower to the bomb site while Snappy is trying to distract and somehow winning fights with a Glock at that kind of range. Snappy is a nuisance at the moment, and it's all about buying time and distracting and allowing his teammates to move deeper into B.
Oh, that's huge. That's a huge gush, because even if there's player advantage, look at the HP on Xantares and Wacky. They can be taken out late during a retake situation. A stray bullet, oh, that would have been a beautiful kill to get. Now Falcons has to go, and they've got to find Calyx.
And that ramp rotation's coming in too, so Calyx is not alone anymore. He's got Xantares with him, and this feels like a very good crossfire between the two players here. It's going to be very difficult for Falcons to get out of these windows, through the double doors, and into the bomb site.
They want a mistake that's not coming. Now they're just going to have to go for it. Xantares very low on HP. They need to find Calyx, though. There's the peak. Good shot. And now resources that Falcons... hold the phone. We'll get back to that. This is an upper
quick play.
With Tech9's Major inside the site. Senpaius running into their own Molotovs, and that has absolutely no success. Bomb is lost, and the round should be lost.
Yep, absolutely at this point. 3 Tech9s left. What sort of pathway can they find here, Falcons? Probably a one-way ticket to hell at this point. Wacky watching from heaven. Down below into the hut. Boros ready to go in for the second pump. He's held back, showing restraint at the moment, and Major's deciding to go for a little push to clear out hut instead. He might have a fight in just a moment against Boros, who's just around that corner. And Major doesn't push the issue.
Yeah, this is going to fizzle out a little bit. I was going to say, it's going to put a test to all the resources that Falcons have brought in when you consider they've brought in Zonic as a legendary coach. They brought in Lars as the sports psychologist for the team to get everyone on the same page. All those resources are going to have to make sure these players are focused on the fact that this is a long-term play. The goal isn't necessarily to be incredible and world-beating right out of the bat. They have to build up to that.
Here they come into the site, and that final attack is kind of what you expected. An absolute meltdown. That's going to be Eternal Fire taking a second in a row, and Major, who had a fantastic first map. But there probably was a moment where he went,
oh my good God.
What has happened? And that is a great nade to come in. And Eternal Fire, they've been fantastic with nades today, Jason.
Yeah, utility's been on point. That'll be a shout out to Major and the coaching staff for having everyone well drilled and well prepared. And for now, no progress can be made on the map. They haven't even made it to the red box just yet, and they still won't make it to red box. Deep tag with the scout. Wacky not able to finish it off.
Coming into the second map here, Falcons with the AKs out. Let's see what Snappy's got for us for the first round.
They're being real disruptive outside. Deep Molotov, deep nade again. Xantares just spamming. Grab the lineup before the smoke plume. Look at all the damage he's done. Oh my lord, what a tax Falcons is having to pay outside in the early going. They've even lost 2 players through the smoke. You ain't passing. You ain't getting by at all. This round is basically done, and Calyx is already pushing an overtaken lobby.
Yeah, Eternal Fire just dominant start to this. Madden turns back and spots out Calyx, who didn't detect Madden, didn't have a look towards door, and maybe that reopens a chance because Madden, once again, finds a headshot, and we're back to a 3v3.
Oh, he somehow found an opening. Really well done from Madden. How much further does he want to push into the upper bomb site? Snappy now coming back to lobby, but Madden's still very much on an island all on his own. Mini is smoked off. There's the swing. So Madden's going to clear this site out and give the information over to his teammates. Damn, for how good this round started, Madden has said, I'll see your opening 2 kills. I'll bring it right back for my boys, and now we've got a retake on hand.
Time will tick on. And Falcons feeling like
I don't think Eternal
Fire
Fire
this round at this point.
I don't even think they really know how to retake this, all said.
Yeah.
They look a little shocked that they're in this situation.
Well, if they throw utility around, they mix and match, and they got the flashes ready to go. Major coming in from heaven. Wacky setting him up. They're going to need the headshot immediately here. Boros gets one on Xantares, and an awkward fight towards hell. Here they come through the top rafters. Madden with another one, and that will be the round for Falcons. Wacky flies up the ladder. Time is ticking, too far gone, and here they come, topside bust. Classic, Snappy calling, and his match is going forward with a MAC-10. Wacky and Major pull a couple back, and Senpaius' job is to cut off that lobby wraparound, and, well, he hasn't done it. So it's Boros and Snappy in a 2 versus 3. A post plan with a MAC-10 and a Galil, and Wacky's coming up through heaven. This is a far more doable retake scenario for Eternal Fire at this moment. And Snappy's close with that MAC-10 at the Tetris boxes. Here's the swing out. Boros with the rifle looking to try and draw those numbers back, but now it's just Snappy. They're running after him. MAC-10 needs this close kill, needs to get around the corner, but it runs out of ammo. The quick switch, and Major comes back in for the retake, and Eternal Fire have it.
Yeah, that's well held on to. Again, the opening kill goes the way of Falcons. Ramp room, and that feels about the options they have.
Well, they use their final pieces of utility, trying to use Boros as that late lurk outside. Xantares still has eyes on that, but that's the mistake. That's the overstep. And that gives a chance now for Falcons to move into this bomb site. Wacky inside of the vent, under pressure and forced back down it. Wacky comes in from heaven. Xantares has moved out of position, and that will release Boris from his prison outside, and he'll come around with a headshot. Now Falcons find their way into this top site, put the bomb down, and so far have kept Eternal Fire out.
That mistake, and I think it's a factor of Major feeling really nervous because he's the only one in the upper bomb site playing behind the silos, and he realizes they can walk outdoor, they can come out hut at any moment, and I think that pressure of being the sole defender is what forced him into a mistake. Falcons get away with one, steal around with very little nades to work with. I'll tell you what, too, if you're Zonic, you're really pleased with the play Boros just made, wrapping around Mini for a trade kill at the perfect time. Really, really pleased with his decision-making there and the patience that he displayed. Second round for Falcons on the board.
Oh, a lot of spam down. Madden taken down to 52 health. They're going to follow that up with an aid and try and take him out, but they'll still stand with 5 players. But it's same old here for Falcons. That top site, it looks delicious. Under a minute now left in this round, and Wacky is going to see all of that utility raining into the site.
They're set up for this. Defense is perfect for this.
And they've even got utility to keep them behind that doorway. Sampais is waiting for the same mistake, but Major ain't going to make it this time around. He ain't going to overswing. And Wacky dinks, takes the fight. Magis wins it. And now there's a chance to open up this bomb site for Falcons. Xantares towards the back of the site. Remember, he's not alone. He has got help. Now coming in from heaven too. Major lays down the law with that MP9. And the AWP of Wacky cuts open this attack. Magisk gets down the vent, and he's actually the player with the bomb on his back. But unfortunately for Magisk, he's lost every single one of his teammates. And he's going to lock in the plant alone. Calyx close by, goes for the swing. Magisk got the headshot, but the peek from Wacky, it's too much
advantage. And now they've got to continue battling. This time with the Tech 9, this time with the Mac 10.
Xantares, good outside play, being disruptive, catching Boros, and I think he's had his number the majority of times towards this outside spot.
This has been a problem since round 1, is the outside control from Eternal Fire on the CT side is limiting what Falcons can do on this map. And the fact they haven't been able to establish control or success, even to Redbox, is such a detriment. Nuke starts to feel so much more restrictive and small as a map.
And if you come back to ramp because you feel forced into a different position, you're going to have to walk into the sniper that is perfectly placed. And it's Wacky with a kill on Snappy.
This is so beautiful from Eternal Fire. This is so impressive.
Oh, missed shot from Wacky. That may give them a chance. A second follow-up miss, but he's got a teammate here with him. And they weren't ready for Major, who gets a double out of it. Wacky sends the nade up. Madden was low. Nade won't take him out this time, but you gotta feel like his death is coming very shortly. 45 seconds. And just think of the opportunities that Falcons had if they won the previous round. You said it, you'd be up to 4 rounds. You'd really carve out a nice half for yourself here on the T side. But without that round and without competing in the follow-up here, you're starting to look at a very scary half coming in. And the T side you haven't done enough in.
Yeah, this can end quickly. And I don't know, at some point Falcons is going to have to bite the bullet and go rip control of outside away.
Everybody else on a pistol. So let's see. Madden was kind of the primary player in this half. He had one round where he got a 4K. He's only had 1 kill since then. And he was the player with the hero AK-47 in this round. And he is dead first. Not the start Falcons would have wanted. And round 9 is off to a slow start for the T side.
I can't really think of many rounds in this half that was a start that Falcons would want.
That's true.
This has been very one-sided.
Oh, back to ramp they go, and back into Wacky's AWP.
And a supportive rifle, although Calyx just shifted off. Wrong time for it. He'll come back to help out, grab one more, and it's just that AK-47.
It feels like the rounds are identical. You know, the last round and this one are virtually the same. Falcons don't get anything outside. They lose the player outside. They don't make it work towards top bomb sites. They have to come back into ramp, and you're funneled into the AWP and the supportive rifle. It's exactly the same round being played out again, and Eternal Fire's defense is just so sick at the moment. Magisk would have a 1v5 on his hands, and they look disciplined, because Eternal Fire, even though they're up so much, they're dominating so much, they're not making mistakes. They're staying composed, they're staying tight. And they're not giving any chances here for this to unravel.
It's the new composure of the new look, Eternal Fire. And it's looking really, really good.
It's true, back when like Immerse was in the team, you would say maybe they don't show a lot of composure. Maybe he's the sharp tool that can open up. the attack. Major, top of the site cylinders. Good counter utility slowing down this attack. Falcons cannot break through. They cannot get into the site yet. And here they come. Mac-10 at the front. Madden goes in. Still gets one out of it. But remember, Major's in an off angle. And instead of reloading, he's playing gun game. Switching through the rifles on the floor. And they've held Falcons at bay again. They can't get through HUD.
Great counter utility. Major was just ready for that execute. Molotov down as soon as utility streams in. Smoke to follow it up. So even the second layer of flashbangs are ineffective because you're coming out and fighting through a smoke. Absolute disaster of a half for Falcons.
Well, Magisk was in a 1v5 last round, now a 1v4. So it's just this now. It tells you everything you need to know. The defense aren't toppling. Falcons aren't able to get kills. This is just horrible for Falcons' T side at the moment.
And it's a perfect time for Major to have the game he's having. 17-3. And I mean, that should tell a pretty big story as well, because obviously he's been great at the defense at the upper bomb site. But because they can't go outside, because ramp has been a nuisance when you shift Wacky into that position, Falcons is really kind of stuck just trying to bust into the upper bomb site, and Major's getting a lot of attention, a lot of love, and he's rising to the occasion each and every time.
It's great to see Major playing this well, too.
One-dimensional, but it's all they've got.
We got one play, and they're trying to go for it. Wacky, he's pushed up outside. Here comes that top site hit, throwing in everything they've got. They've got a little further than they have before. And Boris is the player to get the kill on the Mac-10. So for the first time in a while, they have a chance to plant that bomb. But here come the nades. Bang, bang, and Sampius will take significant damage, but will allow the plant to go forward. Magisk takes out Wacky, and now we've got a 4v3 for the first time in a long time, favoring Falcons.
Has to be a win. Calyx coming in for the flank. Sampius to guard that. Oh, he can't get it. Nightmare half for Sampius.
Yeah, he's down and out. Good headshot from Magisk, but it's just one, and Calyx able to follow up with a double. Magisk has to win this 1v2, and the Dane looks up. Sees Major leaping down into the site, but the bomb is not planted comfortably, and Calyx makes the quick maneuver through the lobby and back into the kill on Magisk. So even a post plant that's favor for Falcons. Outside, Wacky a little more passive this time around, but he has got Xantares with him. They blow open that smoke and try to catch a player crossing over, and it does work out. They take Sampius down with that, and Wacky through the smoke. Boris could do nothing about that. It's not a fair fight at all.
You waited the whole half to come back to it, and it's just exactly the same. 2 kills through the smoke. Eternal Fire fighting for every inch.
Good kill from Madden.
This is how it happened last time as well.
Exactly.
It's deja vu. 2 kills outside for Eternal Fire, but Madden cracks open the upper bomb site. Can they actually meet there?
Wacky is down lower, doesn't detect Snappy, who just gets across and takes his steps towards Decon. Madden is waiting inside of the site, doesn't have his teammates with him, but Snappy getting into the vent gives him a pathway back up to that A site. As we hit 55 seconds, Magisk is joining from lobby.
Oh, this is a huge Madden. Oh, almost looked away. He's got it. Magisk has to be a little cautious. He's got the bomb in lobby, and Calyx just missed the timing. That could have been everything. Snappy with another.
Calyx hears the utility being used. He knows he's got a good position. Snappy detected. This is going to be the kill. Calyx locks it in. Is there another one? No. He's taken out, and Wacky making noise. Madden's going to hear that maneuver as he gets closer towards main, and that allows the Falcons players to reposition, resettle themselves in this post plant as they desperately search for a must-win round here at the end of the half. Wacky gets close, and he's
important. It's a big difference of whether you can get out to that early start, that little bit of a jump. This lead can dwindle quickly if you win that pistol. Otherwise, you just have so much weight on your shoulders. Boros going to be tested to start.
Yes, towards ramp, the young player under a lot of scrutiny, under a lot of pressure, and does not handle it. Xantares is the bane of his existence in this map, showing him what a real aim star looks like. And now they continue down into the B-bomb site. Sampius makes the rotation here with Magisk.
Yeah, but they're going to wait for this. They want to stick it in the trap. Dualies, jumping Glock, don't matter. Xantares, though, on point with the trade. Now, Madden's going to come in behind, spearhead this retake from ramp room. All 3 players stuck behind the double doors control side.
Yeah, 3v3. It's doable for a retake, but still favored to Eternal Fire as the time takes on here. Snappy coming down the ramp. Xantares needed to win that duel, and he does it. What a headshot from the USP from the Dane. But Wacky still fighting, and that defuse is not being committed to. Wacky can see it perfectly from the control room, but he will not control this round. It is Madden who gets back to that defuse, and Falcons who win a must-win pistol.
That's some fine pistol work from Falcons. They had about...
So they're not out of the woods just yet here, Falcons.
Now a chance to redeem their T side with a strong defense. Madden's opened things up. Xantares takes a challenge at door. Madden's got 12 kills. The most impactful player, I feel like, in the first half for Falcons. Not that that was a huge bar.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. He's got to need some of his teammates to show up, in particular some Pies. 2 and 12. And here they come into the ramp room. Boros once again under pressure, did not handle it in the pistol. This time, instead of fighting, decides to drop down and just stay alive.
Yeah, he's got no utility. He had to make that call very, very quick. Snappy and Sun Pius keeping eyes outside to make sure nobody can cross over, but at the moment it's still just Boros downstairs as the only defender. And Eternal Fire is wrapping up towards heaven.
Oh, it's Madden with a headshot. Major is gone and 2 players up now. Falcons, this has got to feel pretty good about quelling this force bite. Madden helping, and that bomb is down in hell, and nothing going the way of Eternal Fire here. They didn't get the momentum they were hoping for it. And that ends up being a 5th round now for Falcons. Unless Waxy's got something magic left in his gun, and well, that's 2 kills to draw it right back. Falcons give him a chance, and 30 seconds left. He heads his way back into the ramp room and will descend into B.
Magisk is a little bit late on this rotation. He was outside.
Oh,
20 seconds. Yeah, Waxic looking to get like one more mistake, one more player to alleviate some of the pressure. Magisk can't really stop this plant. He can set up and try and keep information on where he goes in the post plant and wait for Snappy to arrive.
This would be the ace clutch for Waxic. He's taking damage through that smoke. Snappy trying to draw attention away to allow his teammate to come in. Waxic will go down. There will be no hero clutch. We'd be on point, but not to be the case. And Boros has dropped down. Good little gap here on the angle, but he comes off it just at the wrong time, and he doesn't gather the information about how close they are. So Madden has nades in hand. He gets back. He has his rifle in the right position, but he's now smoked out. And that once again severs off the support for Boros. Madden has to change up his position, and Eternal Fire are composed, still taking their time committing into this lower bomb site. Eventually, they should detect Boros, but it's a little too late, and he gets a further kill. Xantares eradicates him, but Madden has found a gap, and he will seize his chance. Xantares goes down, and just Calyx left. Good headshot, but 3 more needed.
Falcons, they've been able to close out, or actually cross over to Secret and start probing and applying pressure outside.
Yeah. Xantares burns Snappy's credit card, and he's going to take a headshot too. Snappy cannot compete against Xantares. Has created a great opportunity. Not only that, but space has been taken. Look how fast Xantares has got up towards heaven. This could be a perfect position for Eternal Fire to collapse upon the Falcons' defense from 2 sides. Yeah,
they're executing the lobby crunch due to losing outside. They have to gain control elsewhere, and Major's very aware of it. Look at how passive an angle this is with this MAC-10.
Very vocal too. You can see it on his player cams, communicating very heavily, likely telling his teammates to freeze. And when he goes into the lobby, he doesn't see anybody. And so Sampais is about to be put under a lot of pressure as Xantares comes over heaven. There's the warning shots, and that's going to be Calyx taking Sampais out. The attack from so many different positions, and Falcons not in the right place, not at the right time, and they can't get back into this.
Zonic's making a note right now. This is a round they'll go over post, because this is a round they get absolutely wrecked. They take that lobby control. They don't fully take it and control it and find Major and go deep, and then they just kind of assume that Eternal Fire has gone downstairs. With that kind of lobby crunch, they never gathered the information of what was coming next, and Xantar's showing a little bit of just his head in heaven, knows that his teammates coming in from mini are going to deal with Sampais. Just completely wrapped and outmaneuvered Falcons, so Eternal Fire gets to double digits. And Falcons is going to have to invest in the next round. Magisk can drop a gun over to a teammate.
Fly from Sampais through the smoke, but Xantares will stay alive despite taking damage. But that's going to be so frustrating for Snappy. We got to see a little bit of that playstyle from Snappy back at CAC when they didn't
have their full roster.
At the event. Dihao wasn't there, and Snappy had to sort of pick up the slack and be disruptive towards outside. And he's doing it again here on Falcons, but not allowed to at the start of this round thanks to Wakadia. But Falcons have pulled it back, a couple of kills in and a 4v3 up. It's a minute left in this round, and Eternal Fire still have options to go with here, and perhaps this ramp fight could open up even more as Major takes out Boros.
Oh, he's going to feel like that was a must-win fight. That's one he should have. Sampais is in a really awkward situation as well. Low HP, and he's got to take a risk of crossing back to the other side of Big Garage to get into a position where he can help his teammates now in a 3v3. Magisk under a lot of pressure at the upper bomb site. Got to worry about multiple choke points.
35 left on this clock.
Falcons ain't comfortable in this setup.
No, they are not. Madden, he's usually so good towards this B bomb site. He's not in a position where he's gathering information. So Wack's already dodged him. He's walked up all the way to control room. He opens those double doors and he's creating a distraction. But this top side finish is coming in here for Eternal Fire. 17 seconds, timing to look away. Oh, Magic, that is a nightmare. He looks away at the wrong time. Madden needs to win this fight in the vent. And he's just missed the timing too. Wacky comes back down that ladder. Madden has an upgrade. And he comes back in again. AK-47 in hand this time around. And he's the player with health. Can Madden be the hero again of the Falcons? His talent sharpened, but he's taken out by Calyx. And a 1v1 up against Umpias, who has had the quietest map I have seen from him in a very long time. 4 kills total, looking to descend down from heaven, making no secret of his position. He needs to win the fight, and he will not. Zatara's low, 36 health. The initial smoke spam battle. But when Falcons come to play with this kind of purchase, you don't feel confident, and you lose Snappy again at the start of the round.
Yeah, this is 3 back-to-back rounds where he's the opening kill. This one not really by any fault of his own, just spam down through smoke. Wrong place, wrong time.
Now they think about a play towards Boros again. He hasn't been able to handle too many of the ramp plays when he's fought, and this time he's got an MP9. And that might be the weapon that gets the job done, because it's 1.5 kills. And he will absolutely take that if Sampais can hit that softened up player, but it's not the peak of Wacky coming in. Instead, it's Calyx. Sampais landing shots regardless. And Major, look at that. Look at that positioning. Madden was completely unaware, and Major got a follow-up kill. And now Eternal Fire destined for 12 rounds, even though there's a couple of shots coming in here and there. It's map and series point for Eternal Fire.
To test all these various points of defense.
Zatara's confident peeks in towards ramp, does not land the shot, but does get the space. Forces that ramp player down into the lower bomb site. And we call them Falcons, but right now it's just one bird of prey that's doing anything. It's Madden on the 5-7. Boros overwhelmed from 2 sides, worried about too many different angles and couldn't quite handle it. 3v4, Falcons up a player for the moment, but Eternal Fire have shown that they can pull these rounds back regardless of how many players are up. Plant locked in, Wacky on the lobby lurk, cuts off that rotation. The support is not being provided to Falcons on the retake attempt. The reinforcements are weak, the weapons even weaker. And Eternal Fire have come to Katowice with some expectations, and so far they've blown us away. They haven't dropped a single map yet from play-in to group stage, and their first opponent is the Falcons, and they draw first blood. The Eternal Fire rages on in Katowice. What a statement performance in their opening in the group stage.
Statement performance is the right way to put it. That is a magnificent series, and they were dominant on both maps, and you can just see this is a team playing really, really well together with some very strong pieces. Xantares, Wacky, Major today was a true captain, and for Falcons, look, growing pains. That's what we're going to have to chalk it up to. Disappointing day. They're going to be frustrated. This is a team they feel like they should be able to beat. And today it wasn't even possible. Wasn't even close to possible with the performance from the Turkish side.
Yeah, Team Falcons is a team for the future. Expectations for the future. But Eternal Fire, it's happening right now, baby. They've been taking a long time. So many roster moves to get to this point to find a roster they can compete with in Katowice.